Ma'am, I need to come inside and look around.
You cannot come in without a warrant. I know my rights.
3 words. That is all it took. Not 3 words whispered in panic. Not 3 words stumbled over in fear. 3 words spoken with the calm, clear certainty of a woman who had done nothing wrong and knew exactly what the Constitution said about a police officer standing at her front door without a warrant. Get a warrant. Anaysheon Coffey was at home on the evening of August 25, 2020, when Officer Peter Beck of the Lancaster Police Department knocked on her door. She answered. She listened to his question. She gave him her answer. And she stood in her own doorway while a man with a badge heard 3 legally unambiguous words and decided that they did not apply to him. He walked in anyway. What followed was 5 years of Anaysheon Coffey's life consumed by a fight that should never have started. 2 years battling fabricated criminal charges. 3 years pursuing a federal lawsuit. A settlement that arrived only after the full weight of documented truth became impossible for the city of Lancaster to deny in court. And the officer who walked through that door without a warrant? He was paid $60,000 to resign. Then he got hired by another police department. And he is out there right now with a badge and a gun in the state of South Carolina. Drop a comment right now and tell me where you are watching from. And hit subscribe because we follow the stories that end with settlements and start over somewhere else with a new badge. This story is not over, and you need to know every detail of it. Anaysheon Coffey was a Black woman living in Lancaster County, South Carolina, raising her child and building her life in a small city where everyone, in the way of small cities everywhere, knew something about everyone else's business. She was not an attorney. She did not have a law degree. What she had was something that every American citizen is supposed to have regardless of education, income, or zip code, a working knowledge of the 4th Amendment to the United States Constitution. The right of people to be secure in their houses against unreasonable searches and seizures. The requirement of a warrant, supported by probable cause, before any officer of the law may enter a private residence. She knew this. She had always known this. And on the evening of August 25, 2020, standing at her own front door, she said it out loud. What she did not know was that the officer standing on her porch had already been forced to resign from one law enforcement agency before he ever put on a Lancaster Police Department uniform. And that he had been wearing that uniform for exactly 4 months. Officer Peter Beck had joined the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office in 2016. Within a few years, he had earned a reputation that would follow him out the door. He was described in subsequent legal proceedings as having zero throttle control. He was forced to resign from the sheriff's office. He then applied to the Lancaster Police Department, a separate agency in the same county, and was hired. He had been a Lancaster police officer for 4 months when he knocked on Anaysheon Coffey's door. For months, not 4 years. Not a seasoned veteran who had made one bad decision on one bad night. For months in a uniform, for months carrying a badge in a community where residents were already paying attention to how he operated. Because Beck was not only a problem at Anaysheon Coffey's front door. He was a problem on the streets of Lancaster long before that August evening. Residents had been watching, and some of them had been documenting, but no one had stopped him yet. And so he kept going, until he knocked on the wrong door. But here is the detail about that night that makes this story legally extraordinary. Because Beck did not just walk through Anaysheon's door. He did something after that, something that her attorney later called the clearest constitutional violation he had seen in 20 years of civil rights practice. Beck had come to Anaysheon's home looking for the father of her child. That was the stated reason for the visit. A knock and talk, the informal police practice of showing up at a residence to ask questions. No warrant. No emergency. No exigent circumstances that would legally justify entry without consent. Anaysheon had declined to give consent. She had done so clearly and by name, invoking the specific legal protection that every American carries in their own home. No warrant, no entry. That is not a suggestion. That is the Fourth Amendment. Beck pushed through the door anyway. He entered the residence. He conducted a search of Anaysheon's home without a warrant, without her consent, and without any legal basis that would have justified what he was doing. Then he arrested her. The charges he filed against her were, in the word used most frequently by those who later reviewed the case, fabricated. There was no probable cause. There was no evidence of any crime. There was a woman who had said no to a police officer, and an officer who had decided that no was not an answer he was required to accept. Anaysheon Coffey was taken from her own home in handcuffs. Her child watched. She was processed and jailed and released on bond. The charges hung over her for 2 years. 2 years of living under criminal charges that should never have been filed. 2 years of her name attached to allegations that had no foundation in law or fact. 2 years before the charges were finally dropped in January 2022. And then she did not find out they had been dropped until April 2022. She said the exact right words. She invoked the exact right constitutional protection. The officer ignored it, walked in anyway, and filed charges that took 2 years to drop. At what point in this story do you think the system failed her? Drop your answer in the comments right now. While Anaysheon was fighting the criminal charges, something was happening in Lancaster that the city would later wish had happened much sooner. On February 9, 2021, at a Lancaster City Council meeting, 19 residents stood up one by one and spoke about Officer Peter Beck. Not about Anaysheon Coffey's arrest specifically, though some mentioned it. About a pattern. About being pulled over repeatedly with no ticket issued and no citation filed. About being questioned without cause. About feeling, in the specific and exhausting way that Black residents in a predominantly white law enforcement environment often feel, singled out. 19 people, one after another, telling the city council that this officer had been making their lives smaller and more frightening for months. The council heard them. Beck was placed on administrative leave in March 2021. He resigned the following month. And then the city of Lancaster did something that drew immediate criticism from the community and would later appear prominently in Anaysheon Coffey's federal lawsuit. They gave him a $60,000 severance payout on his way out the door. $60,000 to the officer. And here is the detail that made national headlines when this story finally broke in August 2025, because Peter Beck did not retire. He did not leave law enforcement. He is currently employed as a police officer by the North Charleston Police Department in South Carolina. A department with, as reporting has noted, its own documented history of racial profiling incidents. He went from being paid to leave Lancaster to being hired somewhere else. Anaysheon Coffey could not file her lawsuit while the criminal charges were pending. She had to wait. She waited 2 years for the charges to be dropped. She waited 2 more months to find out they had been dropped. And then she filed. In 2023, nearly 3 years after the night Beck walked through her door, Anaysheon filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the city of Lancaster, the Lancaster Police Department, former Officer Peter Beck, and former Chief Scott Grant. Her attorney was Tyler Bailey of the Bailey Law Firm in Columbia, South Carolina. The lawsuit alleged wrongful arrest without probable cause, illegal search and seizure in violation of the Fourth Amendment, racial profiling, and failure by the Lancaster Police Department to properly train and supervise its officers. Specifically, an officer who had already been forced out of one law enforcement agency before they hired him. Bailey told reporters, "We all have an expectation of privacy in our home. Officers are not allowed to just barge into our houses." There was no warrant for Ms. Coffey's house to be searched. Her house was searched. She was arrested and charged with criminal accusations she was not guilty of committing. The city of Lancaster denied the allegations in its legal filings. It maintained that position through 2 years of litigation. Then, in June 2025, the case was dismissed with a settlement confirmed in court records. $120,000, paid by the taxpayers of Lancaster, South Carolina, to a woman who had said 3 legally correct words at her own front door and spent 5 years paying the price for being right. The officer got $60,000 to resign and a new job at another department. Anaysheon got $120,000 after 5 years of fighting fabricated charges. Do you think that is justice? Or do you think the number should have been much, much larger? Drop your answer below. What Anaysheon Coffey's story demands we do right now is be specific about your rights. Because she used them correctly. And she still spent 5 years in a legal battle. So you need to know exactly what those rights are and exactly what to do when they are violated. The Fourth Amendment protects you from unreasonable searches and seizures. In your home, this protection is at its absolute strongest. The Supreme Court has held consistently that the home is the most protected space in constitutional law. An officer cannot enter your home without your consent, without a valid warrant, or without what the law calls exigent circumstances, a genuine emergency that does not apply to a knock and talk. When an officer knocks on your door, you have the right to open it or not open it. If you open it, you have the right to speak through a partially open door. You have the right to ask whether the officer has a warrant. If they do not, you have the right to say, "I do not consent to entry," and close the door. If an officer enters your home without a warrant and without your consent and without a genuine emergency, that is an illegal search. Every piece of evidence gathered during that illegal search may be inadmissible, and the officer and the department may be civilly liable for the violation. Document everything. Note the officer's name and badge number. Write down exactly what was said and when. If you have a doorbell camera or any recording device, preserve that footage immediately. And then call an attorney. Because what happened to Anaysheon Coffey shows that knowing your rights is the beginning, not the end. The system will not always protect those rights for you. Sometimes you have to go to federal court to make them count. But they do count. And they cost. Let me tell you what Anaysheon Coffey's story is really about. It is not about one officer on one August evening in one small South Carolina city. It is about what happens when a system hires someone it should not hire, ignores the warning signs it should not ignore, pays him to leave when it can no longer ignore those signs, and then lets him walk into another department and do it all over again. Anaysheon Coffey said the right words. She knew the law. She stood in her own doorway and invoked the constitutional protection that is supposed to make her home the most legally defended space she occupies. And Officer Peter Beck looked at her, heard those words, and walked through the door anyway. Because he had learned, somewhere in the 4 months he had worn that uniform and the years before that in the previous one, that the words of a black woman at her own front door were not a legal boundary he was required to respect. That is what this case is about. Not the Fourth Amendment in the abstract. The Fourth Amendment as it applies, or as it failed to apply, to a specific woman in a specific doorway in Lancaster, South Carolina, who said the right words to the wrong officer. 19 of her neighbors stood up at a city council meeting and told the city what it had hired. The city paid Beck $60,000 and let him go find another badge. Anaysheon spent 5 years in a legal system that moved slowly and deliberately and eventually, in the only way the civil system can, confirmed what she had said from the very beginning. She was right. Her home was protected. Her rights were real. It cost her 5 years and the city $120,000 to put that confirmation in writing. And the man who made all of it necessary is currently employed as a police officer somewhere in South Carolina. If this story made you angry, good. Hit that like button and share this video. Share it with every person you know who has ever had an officer show up at their door. Share it with every parent whose child needs to know exactly what to say and exactly what not to do in that moment. Drop a comment. Did you know that an officer cannot enter your home without a warrant or your consent? And do you think Peter Beck should still be working as a police officer? Tell me below. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week we bring you the stories where someone knew their rights, fought for them, and eventually made the system put it in writing. We do not let these stories disappear into settlement agreements and sealed records. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, and remember, your home is your castle. Know the words. Say the words. And if they walk in anyway, document everything, call an attorney, and make them pay for every single step they took past your door.